Hey, you guys, it is your girl, April Chapman here on the Standard of Truth podcast. And quickly, I was speaking to a lovely friend today, and I can't even remember how we got on this topic. But she asked me a question about my husband, and I can't even remember what the question was, but I want to tell you this story because ladies, when it comes to selecting a mate, character is so important. I was sharing with this young woman that when I met my husband, I was unconverted. I wasn't a Christian. I was living for myself, living in the world, and so was he. But one thing that stood out to me about him was, yes, I was incredibly attracted to him, but it was deeper than that. It was his character. So I'm gonna tell you the story. So this one particular time, we were, because we were in the streets, right? When I say run the streets, meaning we were in the club, then we'd hit the after club spot, and then the after club spot. Like, that was us. I mean, we could start out at 4:00 in the afternoon, and we wouldn't be done till like the next day. I'm talking like 6 a.m. We're like, whew, okay, the sun is up, right? So anyway, this one particular night, we were at our favorite spot. Night is going great. And I'll never forget, there was this guy who came up to me, and he was, he asked me to dance. And so, I'm with my boo, right? So I told him no. And he got an attitude with me and decided he wanted to call me a BI, a female dog. And I'm from New York, right? So you don't just walk up to a person and say stuff like that and think that he chose violence. Like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what we doing. You chose violence. So like, I'm like, all right, cool, bet. We're in a club. I'm dressed up. I'm looking cute. I'm about to go get my man because we about to handle you. So I found Robert, and I was like, yo, this dude over here, he asked me to dance. I said no. He didn't like it and decided he wanted to call me a female dog. So Robert was like, okay. So Robert, in his cool, calm, and collected self, he walks over to said gentleman, and I'm thinking, yes, he's about to handle you. We going to jail tonight.
He needs some milk.
Right? In my mind, I'm thinking that's how this is going to go down. Robert goes up to the guy, and, I can't, like when a man approaches another man, and he's trying to whisper something in your ear, but it's that masculine, like, it wasn't like this, but it was like this. He's whispering something in this dude's ear. I'm like, yes, he's getting it. He's whispering in the guy's ear. And then I'm standing back watching. I'm ready, right? I don't know what he said. To this day, I lie to you not, I have no idea what Mr. Chapman said to this gentleman. All I know is after he said whatever he said to him, dude comes over to me, shakes my hand, apologizes, and then he buys me a drink, Robert a drink. He buys the whole crew we're with. He buys us drinks. And I'm like, wait a minute. What just happened? So I'm looking at Robert like, why is this dude buying us a drink? And he was like, don't worry about it. I took care of it. Clearly. But I'm like, what did you say? He was like, don't worry about it. We were talking man speak. Or he said we talk man to man or something like that. To this day, I have been married to my husband. It'll be 15 years in December. So this was 17 years ago. I still do not know what he said to that gentleman. All I know is every time from that point after, our town, we're in Atlanta, but Atlanta is small. Every time we see this dude, I don't even mind putting his name on blast. Oh gosh, what was his name? Oh, it escapes me. Anyway, every time we see him, it's all love. If I'm out, now mind you, this is post-conversion. If I'm out somewhere and I were to see him, this same guy who was adversarial toward me and called me out my name, even when he would see me alone, he would look out for me. You good? You and your friends, y'all okay? He is still to this. And now obviously we're all older now, but I'm telling you this story because I want women to understand that a guy can look good and he might push all of your fleshly buttons where you just like, oh, yes. That is great. But I'm going to tell you, that's going to get old. Eventually, you're going to get older. He's going to get older. Those muscles are going to atrophy, He's going to gray. Skin might get a little wrinkly. Yours will too, right? Like, so I got a few grays coming in. And, you pick up weight. I'm not the size 4 that I was back then. I've probably shrunk about an inch. I can't rock a 6-inch or a 5-inch stiletto anymore. I'm more like a 3.5, maybe 4 on a date night when I don't have to walk anywhere. But the point I'm making, ladies, is that when you are entertaining the attention or the company of a male suitor, focus on the character above all else. I know people that say, yes, I get it. Yes, you do need to have some semblance of attraction to the gentleman. But what I am telling you is that when it matters most, all of those, that lust, the fleshly desire, and the butterflies that you get when you see him, those will fade. What you want is when, after you have surgery and you can't walk or feed yourself, is that guy, has he demonstrated character qualities that lets you know that he's gonna bathe you, sponge you down, change your drains, bring you your medicine, carry you from the car to the bedroom? Like, these are the things that matter at the end of the day. Because let me tell you something. Character, that is going to outlast everything. It's the character that under pressure, under tough circumstances, when your back's against the wall, his back's against the wall, his true character is going to come out. And it's you can only hide and put on a facade for so long. It's the character that wins in the end. When he's under pressure, when he's being either disrespected, or when something happens where he's got to make a decision, how am I going to act and how am I going to respond in this circumstance? And for us ladies that are believers, one, we should be pair bonding and making connections with another believer, because we're Christians. We don't do being unequally yoked. So if we're talking about a Christian man, that means he should have godly character and he should know how to respond in a variety of situations. So ladies, above all else, it's that godly character that's going to win in the end. It's going to keep your family protected and out of harm's way, because he's thinking about your needs and the needs of the children. And it's at that point, it's not even about him anymore. It's about, how do I honor God in this particular situation that demonstrates that I'm of God, born of the Spirit, and that my family is the most important. That's what you need to be looking for. Will he be able to pray for you? Will he be able to submit himself to the Lord, knowing that he's leading and guiding you and the family? Those are the things that really matter. And that is the main reason why I love my husband, because he didn't have to be a brawler. He didn't have to get loud. He didn't have to raise his voice. I still do not know to this day what my husband said to that gentleman, but what I do know is that whatever he said, it commanded this young man's respect, and it was a permanent, long-lasting respect, meaning I could run into this gentleman to this day, and he's gonna hug me, he's gonna greet me in a respectful manner, and he's gonna make sure I'm good. I don't know what he said. Maybe y'all can get robbed with the crack. He still won't tell me what he said, but I just wanted to share that story to help the women out there look at the character, right? Because his character is what is going to be the glue that holds you guys together. When he's got to make hard decisions, his character is going to outlive all of those physically intrinsic things about him that you like. It's worth more than money. It's worth more than anything. That character is the most important factor. And I will take a man with an upright, godly character over some muscles and a nice body and a handsome face any day. That's all I wanted to share with you. Grace and peace.